So sometimes I have to take the time, right, to think about the things that I've done in my life, which I'm happy and glad with. And I'm happy that, that I don't walk this path alone, though it appears so. Um, but mainly in my childhood, and, I wished that things could have went just slightly a bit more better, because I feel like, you know, one person could have changed the whole entire outcome of the scenario to a level that would have been unfathomable to even myself at this present moment in time, because, like, you know, I would have had the ability to say, to develop something nurturous, I don't really much understand, like, what could have been brought into manifestation. But I do know that I did spend a lot of my time, obsessing over this girl, right? So there was this girl, but she was only like one girl, but like it's kind of like in that time frame, like my emotions themselves weren't actually like yeah, I would look at girls in school and stuff, but it was very different in terms of like the way that I'll think about them. Like this one girl had like all my energy and focus in essence, and she was the key motivation for my social thoughts at school, right? And I think that if I had her, then everything would have been so much different, because my vision of the future would have been completely different, right? I wouldn't really care too much about other people, right? In general, like that wouldn't have been of a concern to me, and yeah, that definitely would have been a concern to me. And I think that the shift of my thought patterns would have probably went towards that, because right now, as I revisit those patterns, right, which are memories are stored not only within neurons, but I believe they're stored within other components. Um, and I feel that, some of the more rago side of me, like the more like those neurons actually exist, because in myself I was actually kind of angry, but I wasn't, because I was like multiple people, right? Like I had multiple pieces of consciousness within me, or multiple aims, right? And I think that money and stuff like that wasn't really that much of a major thing, because it wasn't really too much of a concern. Like if I really wanted money and I asked my parents for it, like if I had that girlfriend, it would have been a simple thing of just like, maybe like, like going cinemas and going to eat, and that wouldn't really cost much, that would maximum cost like what, like what, like it wouldn't cost as much as we generally tend to imagine. Um, and I think it would have enriched my friendship circles most likely, and I would have been a more down to earth person, because then I would have felt that somebody at school actually knew me, because I really felt like nobody actually knew me, and there would have been a more innate connection mentally. And I'm not blaming that person for anything. I'm just saying that, in thought processes, that would have been definitely very different. The situation would have been more um, and I think that it's just important, because for me it's important to reflect. And I know that people say that things are in the past and they should be left as they are, but unfortunately, if you're operating and working on neurons, you will come across things in your past that you knew were there, but you forgot, and it got secreted into the back of your subconscious mind or into your present self, or whatever the case may be. So as you work to rewire and refactor those things, that pretty much comes into fruition, and it manifests as it is, but like, yeah, man, it could have been so much better, but it wasn't. And yeah, that was it, man. It wasn't just, I just didn't have it in me, and I think that maybe somebody else was geared for that. But in my heart of hearts, man, I'm telling you, man, I used to think about this girl like continuously. um and I'll tell everyone about her as well. I think I even told my mom about it before. I spoke about her to my parents, to at least one of my parents, and then I spoke about her to like my cousin at least. I definitely know that, and I just always used to just like like completely into her, like drastically, and yeah, and I would have sold my soul for her to a degree, or at least for what she would have represented for me. Um, you know, that would have made it so beautiful, but that never happened. And did I ever try? I really don't know if I actually tried right. I don't even know, man. I don't know. I have no clue. I can't remember what. Yeah, man. Call her AB. Let's call her AB. I think. However, I don't really care, man. Just like name was sort of Amber. I'm like yeah, man. I just think sometimes, and I think that she was a big part of. Even though like I didn't know her at all, right? But she was a big part of that. As I grew up, those neurons, So she was a big part of that. She was a big component in that, and so that's why she's there, and that's why I'm arriving there, because I think at different times as well, like I jumped through different hoops in different places. Like sometimes I might be thinking about my first girlfriend, but I think I'm pretty much over that. I think that was just like a end of the year thing maybe. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much like my first girlfriend. I had something to think about her, and then I think about like other stuff. So my last girlfriend, it's complicated. I think about her too also as well, and I'm just like, what it is, what it is. I think about one or two other people as well, but I'm just like to myself, like, the way I look at it is very different, and the way that the life structure is planned out for me is very drastic as well. Like I'm thinking about okay, so there's all right. So now this is like another jump to another different place, I think part of my inability to socialize appropriately with women or misunderstand them is definitely originating from Paris as an individual. Now, whether or not she was actually a real person, or because like what she did was, we just used to get into these conversations on the phone a lot, right, and also text as well, and just used to chat like for time. Like, and it was unreasonable. We're friends. Yeah, we're friends. And because I did get a girlfriend afterwards as well, after I'd known her a bit. And my girlfriend knew about her. And I knew that I wasn't going to fuck her. At least then. I knew that wasn't going to happen. I did it. So my girlfriend was safe. And if that was ever to get in that situation, I'll then just have to decide how to deal with it at a particular point. But from my perspective, it wouldn't happen. But like, we would just talk, and she just kept telling me no, like things like, oh yeah, can we meet up? No. But she used to like telling me no, cause she used to love doing that. Like that was a thing. So I used to like like play with her consciousness like that. Like I used to do that to make her happy a bit. Cause she liked it. She like that was a thing, man. And she used to explain it extravagantly. I would ask her for a number, right, and she'd say no. But then she'll call me on private number each and every time, right? And she'll act like it didn't matter. Like, oh yeah, like like that was like a thing of like her. That's what she was still holding on to, that was her thing. Like, yeah, I'll call you, but I'm not gonna give you my number. I'm gonna call you a private number like a gazillion times, Like we'll be on the phone, like me going to sleep and shit, and we're still on the phone, and I can't remember. Did we ever sleep on the phone together? That I wouldn't actually know, but I know that we would do weird shit, like weird, unfriendly, friendly. We're friends, but it was like very weird and whatnot, and we just share so much with each other, man, over time, and we just stress and laugh and stuff. But obviously, the laughing part restructures neurons, isn't it? To a degree, it's not that much, but I think that me having that connection with her, that friendly connection with her, which then aids in that, sort of made it awkward for me, because I just don't understand them, right? Because she would do one thing, say one thing, do another thing. She's never met me though. That's one. Or let's not. Okay, that doesn't really matter, right? That let's not count that. What I meant was, because obviously, like, we've met in the past before, but that's beyond the point. Like, it's a complicated situation, but it wasn't like that. It's probably like whatever, very limited, right? Uh, but like when we actually started chatting and stuff like that, we whatever. Though it wasn't really like that. She didn't really want to meet me like that, essentially, right? And she didn't give me a number, right? And she blocked me. She blocked me a couple of times, and then unblocked me, and like she would like it when I do weird shit because she liked like correct me most of the time. But what I liked about her was that she was very conscious in her approach. She was very methodological in her. She had things that I valued, right? Like she read she knew Ralph Waldo Emerson, and she's actually the one who introduced me to his literature, and we really had that vibe in terms of like intellectualism, and I really liked that about her, because she was very articulated and she had her own thoughts and stuff like that, and I valued her mind state. But I think that she there was definitely there was problems. We had problems, like major fucking we just had continuous problems all the time, and then at some point in time we actually just ended up like stop talking and whatnot. But and that was what it was. But even till this day, like I don't even know if I could actually like just like if I met her, right? Even till this day, and I could just like, and if we were to engage in whatever, like I wouldn't want to sleep with her straight away. Like if I met her and I could just sleep with her, I wouldn't want to do that. I don't think she would want to do that as well. I think we'll probably want to date and just like start talking and just see where it goes, rather than actually define and put boundaries in it. I think that's probably we probably want to do that. See, now I'm just hallucinating, because I think it's all like I do this thing where like when I was younger, anyway, like if I spoke to somebody, like I said before about that Amber girl, like like I spoke about her to my mom, which was really weird. And I'm pretty sure I probably fucking. It's embarrassing, but I probably had her as a desktop screen wallpaper thing or something like that at some point. That probably happened. I don't know. Jesus Christ, I just said that. But yeah, I think, when I. Oh. What the fuck was that point about? I don't even know. It's probably just for one day or whatever. I don't know I don't know. Let's leave that to the side. Right? I think let's just push that aside or something. That's very embarrassing. But yeah, so just like yeah, man. So just like P, man. It was just like that, man. And just like very family oriented, and she's just a very normal person. And I really like the way she had like this vibe around like 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 man. The thing about P is she'll chat, fam. She's gonna chat, and more time, I don't even know about like. Fam. I don't know. But I don't actually know her. Like, I don't know, man. But she chats, man. She chats. And like, I let her know, yeah. And she'll get moved to as well. And that's, fam, I don't know, man. Like, but basically, like, yeah, the thing about PM, man. So obviously, I'm just chilling here. I'm just like, you know what, yeah. In my perception of things, yeah, like the way that I see it, like I've had a white girl, right? I've been with a white girl, you know. I've been with a black girl, right? But I haven't been with a mixed race person. So I always assumed, right? Because even like with my ex, right? Like let's say I always assumed like I was probably gonna end up with her after a while, but like I had to be like in a steady state, you know. And I don't think that she was comfortable, with my current state, and I don't think any woman would be, to be frankly honest. Like, all I have is knowledge. I don't really have money like that. I have skills of the world. I know and understand the world and stuff. I can look after myself and things of that nature. I might get a bit of discrimination at work, but I think at this point, I don't want to work for companies like that. If a company is comfortable with, if you can discriminate with your money, do your shit, bro. But if you want to make money, you do the thing. So for me, my purpose is to make people money. So I can hopefully, in a point when somebody actually sees the value that I can bring. I'm not the best out there. I'm not even the smartest. Like I'm telling you guys, my past is not what you think it is. So I'm not the smartest person, right? I'm just a person who's really been working really hard and really difficult in order to advance my self-being, in order to put myself in the correct position where I should be, right? So that trajectory thing, right? So things didn't really go too well in one or two places, which knocked me away from my initial trajectory in life, right? So yeah, so with my ex, I was probably gonna end up with her at some point. Probably gonna be together. There might have probably been like, we might have probably got married at some point, and then, and then we probably may have got divorced, and she probably would have had like, I don't know, maybe one. That's too much. What the fuck am I saying, bro? What the fuck? Right, just whatever, man. That could have been. That could have went further, right? But my state of mind wasn't really there. So when that ended, right, I'm like I didn't even think about. But then I'm like, P was probably, or at least she was definitely somewhere along those lines of regions. It was either that or Indian, right? So personally, I feel like she would have had that end dot. Yeah, that was what we call my ex. Her name was Endot. Yeah, that was. So it's like, they knew it wasn't like anything that I'll hide or anything. I was just playing what it was, and very comical. But I use that my girl know about all that stuff and stuff like that. But like at the same time, I'm just thinking now, like, yeah, P would have probably been a decent next, and I met her I seen her once randomly or whatever, in terms of like bumped into her on the road or whatever, but she didn't even want to sit down, hang out, or smoke a spliff. I don't know I can't remember what she said. Something just like, it was like outside the takeaway shop or something, and did they asked to walk her home, and she said no. I can't remember what happened, man. So was I gonna make us? It was a long time ago. I'm being so yeah. So like I think like, let's just keep it at like, I've never really actually had a full-fledged meeting engagement with P where we actually took the time and made it, a normal thing. To her, it was always just a weird thing, but she's just like, yeah, she just doesn't have time, blah 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 blah, and that was it. And yeah, man, and we shared stuff. So to me, I shared mind and consciousness and stuff, and she was one of the greater people in my world, and she would, oh yeah, no, it was a nan. Yeah, no. Yeah, so that's another thing. She was going to a nan's house, and I was like, yeah. So there's all these little things where like, I kind of like knew her family from afar, but I didn't really. She'd always say, yeah. What did she say? I was ugly, man. I can't remember, but she'd say like her family was the type of family where, like, her siblings might actually say, oh yeah, that guy's kind of ugly, but I wouldn't have anything. Like, I would just have to just take the bullet and just enjoy myself. Oh yeah, and fuck. So yeah, so all I'm saying is that, yeah, man, that would have been nice to. I feel like she would have been a decent next step. It would have been like white, black, mixed race, and then, or maybe white, black, Indian if I could. But yeah, but yeah, that so that's pretty much that, really. And I think that the initial thing was just me just expressing my intention for just like a trajectory of, like, I just think that those things there should have went better, and I hope at least to instruct people to better utilize that time frame. My greatest gift would be to teach, or at least enable teenagers to have that understanding. Side gift, let's say, because to have that understanding of how to make mistakes correctly, because we make plenty of mistakes, man, and and you can make better mistakes, and you never understand the true value of a good life, of just being normal, like, not being on road, not trying to shot nothing, not trying to get into beefs, not trying to, all this type of stuff, man. Though it's normal, but it's like, there's actually quite a more beautiful dimension to the left or right. I don't know what direction is, but it's better dimensions than the one that people think that you belong to, or that people think that you're in. And these beautiful dimensions have benefits for everyone, but there's people in other dimensions that need certain things in order for them to be fully fulfilled, and that's why most of like the teenagers, especially the black ones, are in that particular reality. But we're gonna fix that. That's not gonna be too much of a problem in the next 5 years or so. So hang on. Hold tight. We're working on it. But for me personally, it's just my introspection, and it's what I can give and show and improve an understanding on to you, people who are growing up now, because again, at the same time, we need you, and we need you in the right state of mind, mind and body, spirit and all that other stuff. We can accommodate that as time progresses, but the key thing, especially when you're growing up, is understanding the mind and body. But yeah, man, I missed a lot of things that could have completely taken me towards a different trajectory, which I was, but I had to get myself back on the appropriate trajectory. And that was a difficult thing to do, because again, at the same time, it was just very difficult. The loneliness, I don't know. Not really too lonely, because I'm never really alone. As I say, I have major ability to do so many things, events, blah 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 blah, and all this and that. So I don't really care too much. I'll meet people as time progresses. It's pretty much that, man. Just wanted to share that for insights into the mind and the heart of a human. And that's pretty much it, really. I hope it brings some value, or at least some understanding and commonality to yourself, as the realization has done to me.